Hi-ho, folks, and welcome back to the adventures of Turwinkle, the Gnome Mage. Well, hi, Turwinkle.
Hello.
Are you all set for tonight?
Affirmative.
Well, great, because tonight we're going to be talking with the Imperial Dominion Guild, a very lore-centric guild, and so it should be very interesting to talk with some folks that are very serious about their lore in their RP. So without further ado, let us go meet and learn all about the Imperial Dominion. Alrighty, folks. Well, we've come into the tower here. We're still looking for the Imperial Dominion. And, oh, here they are. Wonderful looking group here. And right here in the front is Zalius Lightwell, the Seeker, the epitome of the Light Steward of the Imperial Dominion. He's a level 90 half-elf paladin. He is the guild leader of the Imperial Dominion. Hello, sir.
Hi, nice to meet you, Turwinkle.
Nice to meet you, and I see you've brought a wonderful group of people with you. So let's go ahead and meet who you've brought with you.
All right, well, I'll start with, I guess, my character's right, Azalor. Azalor is, as you can see on his currently, a trader, though everyone in this room knows that that's not true, aside from Turwinkle. He's an associate of our guild. He's a good friend of my character, and they work very closely together. We can't go into details on exactly what he does, because that'd be dry snitching on ourselves, but yeah.
Okay, now, is he a trader of goods, or what kind of stuff does he trade?
I don't know, Azalor, why don't you tell him what you trade?
Well, I trade mostly potions, herbalist. I trade herbs, and currently I will, for roleplay aspects, chop logs and go help orphans.
Oh, wonderful. That's wonderful. Okay, excellent. And who do we have next?
Next we have Mystigan Ashmar, who is our Grand Magister. He's a Chronomagus, so he deals a lot with time magic. He's an Archsage, and he leads our division that's devoted to magical studies.
Okay, now...
That division is called...
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say that the division is called the Magistry of Arcanomicon.
All right, and I noticed in his nicknames we've got Mist, and Sir Purpleton. What is Sir Purpleton mean?
Oh, it was just given to me last night. An RP encounter with...
Okay. Wonderful. Okay, Mr. Purpleton, Sir Purpleton. Alrighty, sir. And so who do we have next here?
Alright, so we have Lord Marathias Darkonia, the Guardian and Epitome of Shadow. His role in the guild is somewhat of an advisor into his area of expertise, which is subtle things, or clandestine things.
Okay, and he is nicknamed the Raven, and he currently says enough is enough. And what does that mean, sir?
That actually means how I feel about a lot of the current state of lore and roleplay on the server, and how it's really come to, I don't want to insult the server, but the quality of the roleplay feels like it has been dwindling, and a lot more and more every day I see people just not following lore and just outright breaking it sometimes, such as pregnant death knights and overly emotional teenage night elves.
Okay, excellent point, sir. And I think there's some validity to that as well. So excellent. Alrighty, next, sir.
Next we have Solarius Everblade. He is our Knight Divine, and he leads our Templar.
Okay, and he is the Imperial Lord of the Imperial Dominion. He's also a level 90 Quildori Paladin, surrounded by a strong magical aura. And what is that magical aura, sir?
Well, you see, in his past, he was born into nobility as a Quilldrai. He came from a strong line of magisters, which he became a magister. But before the sun will exploded, he made a transition to the light, but he still retains a lot of his arcane spells that he once used.
Oh, okay. Well, excellent. And next, sir?
Next we have Jorik. I'm probably going to slaughter his name. Jorik Beshwar. And he is going to be a close affiliate with Mystigan. Our magic division has two branches within it, like a sub-branch, which explores into darker magic, and that's where Jorik comes in.
All right, so and of course that follows along with him being a level 90 human warlock, so looking into those darker magics. So excellent. And next we have
Grand Inquisitor Flatteron Lightbrand. He will be leading sort of like our, I guess you could say maybe FBI, our internal police there. He'll be leading things that have to do with investigating our guys for traitor sacks.
All right. Fantastic. And finally, but certainly not least here, who do we have last?
We have Vandiana Kingsley. She's a new member of the guild, and she's a friend of, I believe, Vladaron.
Oh, excellent. And nicknamed Vandy. And folks, we will get a closer look at Vandy in an upcoming Turwinkle Talks episode. And if you haven't seen that episode, go ahead and take a look, because I think that episode will come up actually before this one. So there'll be an in-depth look at Vandy's RP. So we'll be able to explore that a little bit more. Well, wonderful, a fantastic looking bunch here. And so when we come back, folks, we're going to find out all about the Imperial Dominion. So we'll be right back with that. Alrighty, and we are back. And so Zalius, how did you come up with the name the Imperial Dominion? Did you come up with that by yourself, or when you formed the guild, did you have a bunch of people that formed it with you? How did you do that?
I formed it by myself. I did a lot of sitting down and thinking on what I wanted the theme to be. And when I had decided that, I looked for everything I knew in my, my mental dictionary, and what I had experienced. I tried to draw inspiration from other things, and the Imperial Dominion kind of came into my mind because of the definition of Dominion, and just what the theme was in general. Dominion is sovereign, to claim sovereignty over something, or an area, and Imperial is related to an empire or a kingdom. And or if you're familiar with the game StarCraft, in StarCraft there's a human leading faction there called the Terran Dominion. So I was like, basically, because the theme is human-centered, human and high elven-centered, I was like, that kind of fits. I want the guild to be called the Imperial Dominion, just to represent that we will one day have dominion over what we lost.
Oh, okay. And so what is the Imperial Dominion? What is it about? Is it a heavy RP guild, medium, light? Do you guys PvP, PvE? What type of guild is it?
Officially, our label is a heavy RP guild. We do dabble in PvP, PvE, because, you have to get RP gear anyway. But, yeah, our guild logo officially is a heavy RP guild.
Oh, okay, excellent. And so, how long ago did you form the guild? How old is the guild?
Well, in technicality, the Dominion has existed for years, just in different forms. It kind of changed guild names over the years, but the Imperial Dominion itself, as a guild name, has existed for a little over a year.
Oh, okay. So excellent. Excellent. So folks, when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about that. and find out what it takes to get in the Imperial Dominion. So we'll be right back with that. Alrighty, and so Zalius, what is your guys' history? What's your storyline for your guild?
Well, the Dominion's creation puts us around the time of the Cataclysm and Theramore's destruction, stuff like that. Our goal is to advance humanity, to uplift it by any means necessary, and we will go to what others might consider extreme to extremes. The Dominion in lore and our lore and storyline is very young. It's growing as all of these events are happening, while the Alliance is fighting the Shah and stuff like that. The Dominion is kind of growing behind the scenes, so that's where our lore puts us at.
Oh, okay. And so how big is your guild? How many people do you have in the guild?
Well, the guild right now has current 14 active accounts. It's got the rest are alts, and that puts us at 19 in total.
Okay, so you do allow alts in your guild then?
One IC alt. Before we didn't, but we do now allow one IC alt in the guild.
Okay, and why do you limit it to one?
It's because of the structure. The Dominion's structure was created over a lot of thought, and it was designed in a way that allow the guild to succeed no matter how big or how small it may get. And for that reason, there's a lot of officer positions, and I didn't want, let's say, one person to have several high-ranking officer positions, because then that kind of limits the guild in creativity, where now you only have one person, one person's kind of mindset on things leading several different branches of the guild. So if let's say Solarius were to have led, have an alt that led the magic division and say our intelligence division, then only his ideas and his process of thinking would be in those three branches. So I wanted it to have an opportunity for other people to lead and have the chance to throw in their creativity.
Oh, okay. Well, excellent. And so, folks, when we come back, we're going to talk about how it is that you get in the Imperial Dominion. So we'll be right back with that. Alrighty, folks, and we're back. And so, Darkonia, say I've seen this interview on the YouTubes and thought, you know what, that is an awesome guild. That really fits my character to the T. Who do I talk to about joining, and what do I have to do to get into the Imperial Dominion?
Well, as of right now, since we're very small and very, very clandestine in nature, and a lot of what we do is behind the scenes, we actually don't have an open recruitment process. And what commonly happens is one of our characters, agents, or members will be out and about in role-playing hotspots, and we will see a character of interest that we would think will fit the exact MO, modus operandi of our guild. Also fit the persona and the outwardly expression of a higher tune of more power is generally what we're looking for. For instance, Brising Fire here to my right was just standing in Stormwind, and our characters were talking to each other, and one thing led to another. Darkonia followed him out to an event of another RP guild, and they talked even more, and it led on to learn that they both had the same outlooks on the guild and its ideas and goals as far as we publicly post them. But in a nutshell, we find you. You don't find us.
Well, that sounds fantastic. And so, is there an age restriction for your guild?
I'll answer that. There is no age restriction. Maybe we don't want to go any lower than say 15. But maturity is a very, very big thing. Where we're very elitist type group of role players. We're very strict on lore. We want people who can work in a group, who know how to behave in, say, situations like this, an interview. So we look for maturity opposed to age, and maturity can come, and it can come earlier, it can come later. But we don't really have like a set age limit. It's just or minimum.
Okay. And how about level? Does a character have to be a certain level to get in?
My officers and I have actually talked about that a little bit. Right now, we want higher level characters. People around at least 80. In the future, however, the Dominion will be tailored to people who are of lower level, actually around like level 15 or 10, and it'll actually be a lot funner for people who join at a lower level, because if they're making a character that's specifically for the Dominion, they'll find that they'll get maybe a more immersed experience than someone who joined at a higher level.
Okay, and excellent. So do you folks have a website where all this stuff is written down, or?
We do have a website, however, it's currently under construction. It's near completion, though.
Okay, excellent. So that'll be something that people can look forward to, and they can go and find more information out about you guys. And so we look forward to finding out about that in the future. So folks, when we come back, we'll talk about their interview process of getting into the guild. So we'll be right back with that. Alrighty, and we are back. And so, Zelius, now that you've contacted me, and I'm of a mature level, and I've got a level 80 tune, and I'm looking good. Now, is there an interview process?
Well, from branch, because the Dominions consisted of different branches, each branch within the guild is kind of like a guild of itself. And they all have a different take on how they recruit or do interviews. For example, our mage division will more than likely talk to the mage and ask them about their views on magic, see what that person believes magic is, its purposes, and how they want to best utilize magic in the world. So that's kind of how our interviews will go. They'll go based on what branch the person is trying to join.
Okay, and so is it all out of character, or is it in character as well?
The interview is in character for the most part. There might be some OOC questions asked, but for the most part it's IC.
Okay, excellent. And say I make it through all that and I am invited into the guild. So now that I'm in the guild, brand new, what kind of guild rules do I have to follow?
Well, holding up to our elitist type feel of being as good as we possibly can at RP and following lore that Blizzard has created. You can expect to have OOC rules to follow, such as no trolling, no god modding, no metagaming. We don't tolerate any of that. That's not what our guild's about. We want to improve roleplay in the community. As far as IC rules, because our guild is structured like a government or kingdom, you can expect laws to come down. I'm working on those right now. They're not distributed yet, but your character can expect to follow some laws.
Oh, excellent. And so that is a work in progress at the moment, but that's something that they can look forward to. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Oh, great. And so as far as the level of RP that you're looking for some pretty experienced RPers then?
Right now, yeah, we are looking for really experienced role players to help us teach to teach people who are coming into roleplay, or who, you know, in our opinion, of course, it's just our opinion, but who we feel have kind of strayed from lore accurate characters, and that's what we really want to act as teachers. And to teach, you have to already know. So we're looking for experienced role players.
All right. Well, fantastic. And so, folks, when we come back, we're going to talk about, now that I'm in the guild, where I'll be placed in ranks, what those ranks are, and how do you get promoted within the Imperial Dominion. So we'll be right back with that. And we are back. And so, Zalius, I am now in the guild. Where would I be placed within the ranking system?
Well, new people start off at the rank of commoner. At this rank, we have what's called, and it's we're still working out the kinks, but we have what's called the caste system, where you will join. It's basically like it's a caste system, and it's based on professions, so blacksmithing, mining, etc. Depending on what kind of profession you have, will depend on what caste you join. From there, your character sort of has to find work. The Dominion, even though it's, you know, structured like a kingdom at this current point in time, we don't want any unemployed people, so everyone will have some kind of duty to do when they're not, you know, fighting an epic battle or something like that, or they're not doing some mission. So as a commoner rank, that's really where you get to explore the Dominion for what it is, when we're not doing, you know, war type things or conquest type activities. Do you want me to continue, like, going on to the next rank?
That would be great, sir.
All right. Well, from commoner, after you've sort of figured out what, you know, caste you're in, and you've done well enough, you can move up to honored, basically by your character. This is where it's all based on your character and how they interact with other guild members and how they involve themselves with the other branches in the guild. Our rank system goes honored, revered, exalted, and nobility. This is reflected off of the reputation system, because there are so many branches in our guild that it's impossible to make, you know, with the UI that Blizzard has given us for guild control, it's impossible to make ranks that would fit every single branch we have in the guild. So what we do is we copied the reputation system so that it kind of gives you it gives other members an idea of what kind of status this person has within the Dominion. You know, if you're an honored, then they know that, okay, you might be in the mage division of the guild, and that means, okay, you're probably someone of rank within that division. If you're revered, they know, okay, now you're someone, you know, who's really respected, and that, you know, you could be in any one of the divisions, or you could be a normal civilian within the Dominion, but you're like a respected shop owner or something like that. So that's kind of how our ranking system works. It's all based on the player and how well they push themselves onto the rest of the guild.
Oh, well, great. It sounds like a very interesting and unique way to rank up within your guild. So, wonderful idea. That is really great. And so, folks, when we come back, what we're going to talk about next is where they are currently in their storyline, and then we're going to find out from each member what they enjoy about being in the guild. So, we'll be right back with that. All right, we are back. And so, where is the Imperial Dominion in their storyline now? What are they doing?
Well, as I said earlier, the Dominion is currently working behind the scenes. We're in the process of bringing about a huge change to the Alliance and to humanity in general. Our characters have been around Stormwind, speaking of a coming tide, as they have put it, and they haven't. We can't go into specifics on that. We don't want to spoil anything. We want to surprise the server, but the Dominion is going to be doing a very huge. I don't want to call it an event, but we'll be doing a large role play that will affect everyone, and that'll allow everyone in the server to Horde and Alliance to participate in it.
Wow. All right, well, that's something definitely to look forward to. I'll be very interested to see what you guys come up with in that regard. So that'll be a lot of fun, it sounds like. Now, do you guys have weekly guild meetings, bi-weekly, monthly? How often do you folks have guild meetings?
Well, we do plan to have guild meetings. They won't be as large or like as important in the guild as maybe some others might, how other guilds might do it. My character and myself believe in, meeting when the time is right, and that reflects onto me, or rather that reflects onto my character, because I want to have a role play that's really fluent, like how Turwinkle could walk into Stormwind and go to a tavern or something like that. That's not necessarily an event. It is an event, but it's not a scheduled one. I want to create that Dominion, that feel within the Dominion. I want to create the feel where you can walk into wherever the Dominion is role playing at, whether it's our guild base or an outpost of the Dominion, and feel like, oh, I can walk into this tavern, and I'll meet someone from another corner of the Dominion, or someone from a different branch of the Dominion, and just begin a conversation like that. So we don't really do events, scheduled events like, maybe a party or something like that. That's not really our cup of tea. But we do events when it's required for like an officer meeting. For this interview that we're doing now, we scheduled an event, to make sure we could get people here. But as far as IC goes, we don't have any events.
Okay, well, great. And so you want it to be more spontaneous then?
Yes, yeah, we do want to take the more spontaneous approach.
Okay, excellent. And so, folks, my favorite part of the interview is coming up. We are going to talk to the individual people here. Individual people. We're going to talk to people individually here and find out what they enjoy about being in the Imperial Dominion. So we'll be right back with that. Alrighty, folks, and again, one of my favorite parts of a guild interview is talking to the members and finding out what they enjoy about being in their prospective guilds, because again, there's hundreds of guilds out there that they could be in, but they've chosen to be in this particular guild. And so, Vandy, what do you enjoy about being in the Imperial Dominion?
Well, I like that they're a group of, and yes, some people will call them this, elitists, but they like getting lore correct, and I'm a fan of that. Always getting lore correct is good, and they'll help you if your lore is off a bit, and to help you correct that.
All right, well, excellent. Nothing better than finding a guild that's willing to help you get your character where you want them to be. So wonderful. Thank you very much. Alrighty, folks. Up next is the Grand Inquisitor Vladaron Lightbrand. Again, he's a level 60 human priest. And sir, what do you enjoy about being in the Imperial Dominion?
I've always liked the concepts of the Imperial Dominion, mostly the unity that it has, especially having the weirdness of different branches, but the ability for all of the branches to somehow coexist and be connected in some way, shape, or form. Maybe not on the surface, but like deep down, they are all there to just help each other, period, no matter what. And I really like that about it.
Oh, great. Nothing better than being in a guild where you enjoy the concept of the guild, and because again, that helps you to roleplay, I think, even better. So wonderful, wonderful answer, sir. Thank you. All right, folks. Up next is Jorik. He's commoner of the Imperial Dominion. He's a level 90 human warlock. And sir, what do you enjoy about being in the Imperial Dominion?
I'm here for the RP, but I really enjoy the community of it. Like, just today before this interview, I asked for help in Naxxramas to get some RP gear, and instantly I got a reply for help, so that's really nice.
Oh, well, great. Yeah, again, a guild where you're able to, again, not be ignored, and people are willing to lend a hand is always nice, because, again, I've been in some guilds in the past where you ask for help and it's like crickets chirping out in a field. No one seems to want to help you. So great, excellent answer, sir. Thank you. Next up is Solaris. How do you pronounce that?
Solarius.
Solarius, Everblade, Knight Divine, Imperial Lord of the House Everblade. He's a level 90 Queldarian Paladin. And sir, what do you enjoy about helping not only to lead, but being in the Imperial Dominion?
Well, honestly, I first joined just because I saw the theme was really to unite and restore the powers of High Elven and humankind, as we have lost over the past years. And ever since I joined, it's been more than that that's really kept me in the guild. Besides just genuinely liking the idea of it, it's just the spirit of the guild, the persistence it's been through tough and easy. It's just always prevailed, and it's just a really good community, and I like a lot of the people in it, and I just really enjoy it.
Well, great, because a good guild will be one that doesn't just collapse when the first trouble appears, but remains strong throughout good and bad times altogether. So, excellent answer, sir. Thank you. Alrighty, folks, and we are back with the Raven of Lithwell. And so, sir, what do you enjoy about being in the Imperial Dominion?
Well, what first attracted me to it was that the guild leader was a half-elven, and my character is actually an Arathorian, and was very close working with the elves back in the times when elves and humans were a prominent kingdom together. That got me interested in the lore and the role play of the guild, and it sort of beckoned me because I noticed an elitist atmosphere and a real tendency to want to change things for the better. And as an officer in the guild, it gave me a chance to project my experience with role-playing and the knowledge of lore, and to be able to help people who basically want it. I mean, not everyone wants help, but I love the opportunity to help those that do want it.
Oh, well, excellent. That's a fantastic answer, sir. Thank you very much. Alrighty, folks. Up next is Mistogan Ashmar, or as Turwinkle likes to call him, Sir Purpleton. So, Sir Purpleton, what do you enjoy about being in the Imperial Dominion?
It's mainly for my character. It's what he finds an interest in, and what other people who are in whatever this is. He's here to figure out knowledge and insight and what he could probably do to aid its purpose, and to how he can further acknowledge everything.
Okay, great. And so you allow the guild to help further your own RP, and your RP to help further the guild. Is that correct?
That would sum it up.
All right, excellent. That's a great answer. Thank you. All right, folks, up next we have Alazor, a trader, and is a level 90 human rogue. And so what do you enjoy about RPing with the Imperial Dominion?
Well, the main reason I like to RP is because of the Guildmaster Zalius. He is, as he mentioned earlier, and he's very spontaneous, and you never know what's up his sleeve. And one day he'll come to you and ask for a simple chat, and then the next day you'll be off to training people out of the blue that you didn't even know. So.
All right, so it kind of keeps you on your toes as far as that's concerned with your RP, then, is that correct?
Yes, I am. Yes, this would be a good guild for people who are easily bored and don't want to be.
Okay, excellent. Excellent answer. Thank you very much. All righty, folks, and we have the guild master himself, Zalius Lightwell. And sir, what do you enjoy about leading this motley group of folks that you have here with you tonight?
It's my guild members. I mean, you know, I've been playing this game for half my life. I'm 18 years old. I don't mind giving out my age. It's been 9 years, and in that time I've met, you know, a lot of great people from, you know, leading my guild. I haven't led it all 9 years, but When I created the Dominion and I got these people to join me in this theme and my goal OOC and IC, I became really attached to my guild members. I do genuinely care about each and every one of them. I want nothing but the best for them and to roleplay with them. So my guild members give me the energy I need and the inspiration I need to to keep pushing on when things get hard. And it's my guild members all the way, more so than the theme, more so than being a leader. It's my guild members.
Well, excellent answer, sir. Fantastic answer. And I think for the most part, you'll find how well a guild is doing when you look at the members within it and how much they're enjoying being in that guild. And I think that goes all the way back to their guild leader and how well they're leading it. Because if a guild leader's not doing a good job, pretty soon people are going to fall away. And so from everyone that we've talked with here tonight, they really seem to enjoy being in the Imperial Dominion. So good job to you, sir. And so folks, when we come back, we're going to see if we've missed anything during the interview and allow Exalius to fill us in on what we might have missed. So we'll be right back with that. Alrighty folks, and we are back. And so Exalius, is there anything that you would like to add that maybe we haven't covered here in the interview thus far?
Yes, Turwinkle. First I would like to say that the Dominion is currently exclusive to people who roleplay humans, high elves, half elves, or half humans. So as long as your character has is 50% human or 50% high elven, you have a chance to get into the guild. Another thing that I'd like to mention is that if you're really looking for a community that will stand by you and really be helpful to you and help you grow as a role player and maybe even as a PvEer and PvPer, even though that's not our main aspect, this is definitely the guild for you. If you're looking for a guild leader who will always, stand by you and do his best to be a good guild leader for you, then this is certainly the guild for you. If you're looking to be immersed into human and high elven roleplay and really dig deep into the roots of what that really means, from politics to archaeology to studying the Vrykul and the Titans and all of that, this is the guild for you. We look forward to having anyone who wants to be a lore accurate character, and yeah, we're a great bunch.
Well, excellent. Well, that sounds wonderful. And so let me thank all of you guys for your patience here tonight and putting up with all of Turwinkle's pestering questions. It certainly has been just a joy learning all about your guild. It's actually very unique and a really interesting RP concept that you have going on here, and we've really enjoyed ourselves here tonight.
Thank you, Turwinkle. We hope to see you again.
You bet. So folks, when we come back, Turwinkle's going to say goodbye, and then we will see him back in the hinterlands. So we'll be right back with that. Alrighty folks, well, everybody we are going to say goodbye for the night, and again, it has been just an absolute joy talking with this fine group of our peers here tonight. And so Turwinkle is going to hearth back to the hinterlands with his final thoughts on this wonderful guild, the Imperial Dominion. So we will see you folks hopefully in the future.
We are right.
Alrighty folks, we made it safe and sound back to the hinterlands. And Turwinkle, what a great interview, wasn't it?
Sure.
You bet. We had a lot of fun with the Imperial Dominion, so let's give them a nice thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Turwinkle, that's okay. I guess that's good. Good enough. So folks, if you like this episode, click that like button. If you'd like to comment on the Imperial Dominion or on any of our previous episodes, please do so below. Let us know what you liked and let us know what you didn't. And finally, if you'd like to subscribe, well, we would love to have you. Just hit that subscription button tonight. Well, Turwinkle, excellent job as always, sir. And Turwinkle, we will see you next time.
I'll miss you.
We'll miss you too, Turwinkle. Bye-bye.